laughter opens the heart. And when you
Yeah.
open the heart energetically, it does create more blood flow. And guess what, guys? More blood flow goes down south to the penis. Yes.
And more blood flow all goes through to her genitals, which is really important.
Hey guys, welcome back to Hemology in this final installment with Valdo Lallemand. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's meant with heart. Valdo helps couples experience maximum play and turn on. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Shari James RN. I help men avoid ED medications, help them get off of medications, and in some cases, we got to get the medications to work. So let's dive into our final wisdom bomb, which is play transfers to the bedroom. Here's how. I'll get the play ball rolling.
It's funny, I was doing the opposite. So please go for it's really interesting. So
See,
basically,
our dynamic, we've been talking about this. You were present and I was playful. And see, this is
exactly. So
exactly.
when you bounce up and down, you instantly got me out. And so I was intentionally playing the collapse man, she doesn't want sex. And you bounced me out like, and you are, we're not a couple and we'll likely never meet. So that's not the question here. But it's really interesting how we impact each other. So you're bouncing, you became playful, and instantly that uplifted me.
Yep, I saw that. Yeah.
Exactly. And so when you uplifted me, what happened in my body is my chest basically opened and boasted. And I am no longer into, does she like me? Does she want sex? I'm present with you and I'm seeing you jump up and down, and I want you to jump up and down more. And so, if you and I were together, I would find a way to get onto the bed and jump more on the
I have a
trampoline or whatever that
trampoline
would
and
be.
I've got a bouncy ball.
Exactly. And so you were asking how to translate why playfulness lead to the bedroom, because the bedroom is the best place to jump.
That too. And laughter opens the heart. And when you
Yeah.
open the heart energetically, it does create more blood flow. And guess what, guys? More blood flow goes down south to the penis. Yes.
And more blood flow all goes through to her genitals, which is really important. Men
I
don't
got a ball
understand.
chair for a reason.
Yeah, men don't understand that her sexual organs started the same way, and they both engorge with blood when, aroused. And, feminine arousal is slower and different than masculine arousal, but it's still arousal, and working on that arousal is really important.
Yeah, and play. I mean, because there's foreplay, right? But then there's play, which is part of foreplay. Foreplay doesn't have to, well, you're the expert, but it doesn't have to be this like goal-oriented mission to turn the other person on, right? Like,
So, in many ways, I don't like the word foreplay, but I'm intentionally keeping it for men who want a sequence. And the way I've worked with it over the years is there is before play, foreplay, play, and after play.
I love it. Very playful
And
of
so
you.
the before play is texting each other, is thinking about each other, all these things we do all day long. And then foreplay is, I like to keep the word, even though I don't like it, is because men need some sort of a sequence. And basically, the easiest way is don't go too quickly to her juicy bits. And
Hmm.
it's really important to have those, mental structures for men, because that structure is what enables men to relax and to feel her. And that's what enables them to relax in themselves and invite her to play. Because when both are jumping on the bed, she forgot about her to-do list. She forgot about her honey-do list.
Very good point. She's not multitasking when she's.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And play is so good for the nervous system. Play is when someone is going when someone's nervous system is deregulated and they're going through a healing process. Play in the training that I had is like the final piece to get the nervous system in a healthy place. I think it's called vagal tone. It's been a minute, but it's like the final piece. Like, okay, you're healthy. Now let's get play into this. And play is it's it's everything. I mean, it's
Yeah.
yeah, like we're
Yeah.
never too old to play.
Never. And so I make a difference between play and playfulness, because play is usually something playful,
Mhm.
although many people, when they play, they are too serious and they're competitive, but that's another story.
Okay, yes, I could see that. Yeah.
And one can be playful in a painful situation. So, for example, he says, "Hey, darling, I would love sex." And of course, man, there are better ways of saying that, but this is not about how you say it right now. This is just making some sort of a move to lead her to sex. And then she says, "No, darling, I still have 12 things on my to-do list," which basically is a rejection. And they are playful. One can remain playful in there,
Yeah.
and darling, where's your to-do list? And just tear it apart. We'll see that tomorrow, or I'll take half, you take half, or we do them together, and we'll go until we finish them. But usually in the process of doing them together, she relaxes, she feels seen,
Yeah.
she feels honored, and they often end up, between two tasks on the bedroom, doing what he wanted to do, but in a way that they remain playful with each other. Because playfulness and feeling her are in many, many ways synonymous.
Without knowing the root causes of erectile dysfunction, you might as well just go ahead and throw your pills in the garbage. Contact me for your free video consult. Definitely. And really, this final episode in this three-part series, hopefully, guys can go back and watch because this is actually what we've built to. Because now I'm seeing how this is all structured. And so when a man can stay in his playfulness, he's not collapsing, right? He's staying in his authority. So these are some callbacks
Yeah.
from what we covered in the last two episodes. But yeah, absolutely.
I know there are women who have said no to sex, period, and some of it is abused by other men. I'm very sorry for that.
Yes.
Most of the couples I see both have some wanting to have more sex in their couple. And the curiosity to that question, what turns you off and what turns you on, makes them understand each other better, because men need an owner's manual of their woman, and by the way, women need an owner's manual of their man. This is, we need to learn from each other. And so we were talking about, I think, in second episode, about women are more diffuse about turned off, which are very much these days in our over masculine world,
Mhm.
and or they are turned on, which is basically rare because it really requires them to shut their brain down, requires to feel that they can relax, they are seen and heard. And by the way, women, this is something you can do by yourself with your own masculine. Next 30 minutes, I'm going to pour myself a bath and I'm going to put bubbles. And, the masculine gives that direction, and then you can relax there. And so, from men's point of view, the key is to learn the difference between closed and open, turned off and turned on. And if your woman likes sex to some degree, because some don't, or I heard a story that broke my heart recently of a man is doing, I think at the end of his second honeymoon, she told him, now we are married, I don't have to pretend I don't like sex. You can imagine how crushing that was for that man.
Annulment. Yes, yes.
Exactly. And so I don't know how longer he stayed with her, but he broke off with her and found a third wife with him. He's very happy. So, there was a good ending to that situation. But basically, learning to open her, learning to turn her on is the main thing for men to learn to do with their wives. And of course, this is, you first, relax her. She feels safe and she doesn't have to all the mental worries that many women get caught into. Then you warm her up. And for that, technique is super important. And then you then turn her on. And technique is also super important. But technique is only an add-on. My belief is that a present man who is playful with her with poor technique is way more effective at turning her on than a man who is not present but has perfect technique.
When you take the little blue pill for erectile dysfunction, you are a customer for life. When you work with me, you're a client for 3 months, and we actually heal it. The choice is yours. Sign up for your free video consultation.
100%. I think that is a beautiful way to wrap up this segment. And for those of you who've been watching Valdo, who feel called to work with him, we're going to have all of his information down below so you can find him. And thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, if I could share just one last thing is stay curious. Stay curious about your wife, your husband. Curiosity is the key to reigniting that passion, refinding that turn on and bringing it more and more, that fire.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. So my turn.
All right. Well, thank you for being a guest.
Hey you, hey guy, who's learning about sexual health, mixed in with some tantra, mixed in with some 5 elements of Chinese medicine and some Western medicine. I want to let you know something. I would love it if you would hit my subscribe button and the notification bell. That way, you're going to know when new content is posted every Friday.